This is Horizontal Subtraction 1, in which you will learn how to subtract 1. In this book, you will do 4 pages per day. Your goal is to do all 4 pages in 4 minutes or less with 4 mistakes or less. Have your parents grade your homework and practice oral facts every day for faster progress. Practice oral facts before your work so your brain can warm up and so you will memorize your facts. To practice oral facts, go down one column and just say the answers out loud. Have someone listen to you to see if you are correct. Then go back up the column. Practice every day to be fast. Your goal is to go one way in 10 seconds. Do both columns. Let's do the first few together. 0, 8, 2, 5. We are going to focus on the top of this first page. First we have 2 minus 1. Well, to subtract by 1, simply think about which number comes before. So, what number comes before 2? 1 comes before 2. So 2 minus 1 equals 1. Next we have 1 minus 1. Once again, think about which number comes before. So what number comes before 1? 0 comes before 1. So 1 minus 1 equals 0. Now let's go on to the second page, which is a drill page. First, notice that these problems go in order to help you learn and memorize your math facts. Now let's work on the first few. First we have 1 minus 1, which we know is 0. Following that is 2 minus 1, which equals 1. Next is 3 minus 1, which equals 2, because 2 comes before 3, and last is 4 minus 1, which equals 3. On this page, we're going to work on picture problems. Let's read the directions first. The directions say, write a number sentence for each problem. Now let's do an example. Here we have 4 birds, then 1 bird left, so we need to subtract 1. So we have 4 minus 1, which equals 3. So there are 3 birds left. Let's do another problem. Here we have 7 birds, and then 1 flies away. So we have 7 minus 1, which equals 6. So there are 6 birds left. Now let's look at the bottom of the same page. On here, we have 1 number on the left and the solution on the right. So we need to figure out what plus 1 equals 8. Or, another way to look at it is we need to subtract 1 from 8 to find the missing number. So, 8 minus 1 equals 7. So 7 plus 1 equals 8. On this page, we're going to work on subtracting with double-digit numbers. Let's look at the top. First we have 1 minus 1, which equals 0. Underneath that, we have 11 minus 1. Notice that 11 is 10 more than 1. So 11 minus 1 is 10 more than 1 minus 1. So 11 minus 1 equals 10, which is 10 more than 0. Now let's look at the bottom of the same page. First we have 6 minus 1, which equals 5. Following that, we have 16 minus 1, which is 10 more than 6 minus 1. So 16 minus 1 equals 15, 10 more than 5. Let's practice some more on this drill page. Let's look at number 3 first. Here we have 2 minus 1, which equals 1. Following that, we have 12 minus 1, which is 10 more than 2 minus 1. So 12 minus 1 equals 11, 10 more than 1. Let's go on to the next couple. Here we have 3 minus 1, which equals 2. After that, 13 minus 1, which equals 12, 10 more than 2. Last, we have 4 minus 1, which equals 3, and 14 minus 1, which equals 13. On this page, we are going to work with fact families. Here we have the addition problem 4 plus 1 equals 5. So now we'll use those same numbers to make a subtraction problem. One approach is to work backwards. So it'll be 5 minus 1 equals 4. You can see the same pattern on the problems next to it, with 1 plus 4 equals 5, and 5 minus 4 equals 1. Notice how the subtraction problem is the opposite of the addition problem. Let's practice this a little more on the same page. Once again, we will work backwards from the addition pattern. So first we have 3 plus 1 equals 4. So then the subtraction problem will be 4 minus 1 equals 3. And now let's look at the problem next to it. The addition problem is 1 plus 3 equals 4. Well, if we work backwards, then we know that the blank on the subtraction problem is 4, because it will be the opposite of the addition problem. Let's go on to the next page and we'll work on fact families a little bit more. So I'm going to focus on number 3. Now we need to figure out what goes in the blank. So what plus 1 equals 2? Well, we know that 1 plus 1 equals 2. So then on number 4, we have 2 minus 1. Well, seeing that number 3 and number 4 are in the same fact family, we can just use the addition problem number 3 to figure out what goes into the blank on number 4. So if we work backwards, we have 2 minus 1 equals 1. So now we can go on to number 13, where we have 19 plus 1, which we know equals 20. And then on number 14, we'll use the problem we just did to work backwards, and we'll have 20 minus 1 equals 19. Remember, for success in this book, you need your parents to grade your homework daily and practice oral facts daily.